name's Audrey Bell with Class Act.
And you're watching Mini Garage.
Welcome to Mini Garage. Today we're going to try to stab our FE3 motor in the Mazda. Still waiting on some parts, so can't get the motor all the way back together, but I can do it in the truck. It's not that big of a deal. Before I do that, I'm going to drill a hole in the transmission bell housing for the crank position sensor. And a lot of guys have asked kind of where do you measure, what do you do to do that. So we're going to do some figuring. We'll take the measurements off our Kia bell housing and transfer them to the bell housing on our Mazda. So let's get to it. On the Kia bell housing is this hole where the crank position sensor goes, and it's raised up, and the crank position sensor fits in here, goes through the bell housing, and has a magnetic pulse that reads off the flywheel here. So we're going to measure how far from the edge, how far up from this hole where this is going to go. Now I really don't think that it matters a whole lot in this line where it goes, because there's clear space in there everywhere, but the depth is really important. And so we can see there's like not quite a quarter of an inch of space where it rode before. We're going to measure this in here and see how much sticks through and how much we have to raise it off the Mazda bell housing, because it doesn't have that notch in it. So I'll go get a measuring device and we'll get right back. So I got this caliper, digital caliper from Harbor Freight. I think it was like $7, and it should do the trick. I didn't want to use a tape measure because I wanted a little more precise than that. So we're at 0 now. Turn it on, and we'll know that the center of the hole is 43.8 millimeters, which is 1.72 inches to the center of the hole. 1.72 inches from the center of the hole, and then it is actually up. I don't know how much of this you can see with this header in the way. It doesn't even need to be in here, but I can't see with my sunglasses on. But we're gonna take our handy dandy Pittsburgh caliper. We're going to mark up 1.72. From that hole, from the center, all right, and then 1.72 72 1.72 over make our make our mark. So, at the intersecting points is where we're going to drill. So, I'll see where I can make those points intersect. There. So that's where the hole's going to be. Now, I saw this before done on a where they pulled the transmission out, had it sitting on the ground. I thought, man, I could do that in the truck. I can do that in the truck. I'm sure I probably could. Not with the header in there, for sure. The header's got to come out. I think the header's got to come out anyway. So I think I'm gonna pull the header out and then debate whether to take the transmission out or not. So I reach out there, unbolted the header from the exhaust. Header's got to come out. Won't fit on the Kia head. It doesn't line up. And I was able to slide the transmission over a little bit so I could get to it. So it looks like I said, I have marks here at 1.72 and here at 1.72 and where they intersect. We'll make a hole. That's what we're doing. So I'm gonna go get the drill and I'll be right back. So I got a pen. We're going to put the crank resistor sensor back in there where we want it and make a mark dead center for the bolt to go through. What I'm using here is I went to my, again, good friends at Harbor Freight, and they've got this Drill Master drill tap deburr set, and in it is my 6mm 1/0 thread pitch bit, and it'll drill and tap it at the same time. Okay, so we got our bit in. We're gonna get so we can stay on it as straight as we can. Nice and slow. There's the hole. Go in one way and out the other. And she's threaded. Let me go get a bolt real quick and try her out. So the next thing we're gonna do is put the engine in. We just got the hole done and the crank position sensor's in. What we will have to do is once the engine's in and the flywheel's in place, we'll have to check the depth of that. So we'll have to have some kind of spacer in there. And I'm not sure exactly what the depth's gonna be on that yet, but we'll figure it out. And I'll get this truck in the driveway, get the hood off and start sticking the motor in. So as I was getting ready to pull the truck in the driveway, I thought about something and I did a little research, and because I wanted to use this clutch disc and whatnot, and as it turns out, the shaft there is too big. The Kia shaft is too big. I need to put a Mazda clutch disc in there. So I went and bought 2 clutch kits, one with the Kia pressure plate, one with the Mazda clutch disc, Mazda throwout bearing, Mazda clutch alignment tool, and I'm gonna pull this off and change it before I drop it in. So just so you know, you're gonna have to change that clutch disc and put the Mazda one back in it, whether you reuse something or get a new one. But I wanted all new stuff just so I don't have to tear it apart again. So now I'll get the truck in the driveway and get it thrown in. All right, so I put the clutch disc on here and the clutch alignment tool wiggled around inside the pilot bearing. So I realized that I need to get the pilot bearing out and put the Mazda one in it, which is okay. But I've got my own way of getting the pilot bearing out. And I posted a picture on Facebook, and so most people knew exactly what I was doing. My buddy Ricky, he was like, I've never seen this done before. You gotta put a video of it together. So we're putting some squished up bread in here, and then we've got a bolt, and the bolt was a little small, so I put some black tape around it. And this is week-old bread, but it's got nuts and shit in it, so it's, I don't know. Usually I used to use good old white bread, but just like the grease, grease is messy, but this squished up bread in here will push and I drop the bolt, of course. So this is just one way to skin a cat. I mean, there's other ways to do this. Like I said, they make tools, but tools cost money, and I'm poor. Now we're getting somewhere. And what this does is basically it fills everything in, and because the bread squishes, it will keep squishing. And I don't know if you can see, but it's starting to work itself out. I haven't done this for a long time, but you see that it's coming out? Can you see that bush on there? Yeah. Okay. Well, I just want to, like, how many loaves of bread this dude's gonna push into this motor.
Oh, there's a couple pre-diabetics. This is the best way to deal with bread. There it is.
There it is. Bearing out.
Oh.
And now I'll just take my hook tool and pull that bread out and put the new bearing in. But that's all I want to show you. So we're gonna get the truck pushed in here, and I'll get this motor slapped in. All right. Well, we got the truck kind of pushed into position, and the motor kind of sitting here. See if we can make a mess. Battery's about to die, but I got it made to the transmission. I'm gonna throw some motor mounts in it and bolted everything back together. So it's sitting in here for now. Oh, you know, maybe I'll do a little something with the phone here in a minute. But anyway, like I said, I got it made to the transmission. The bolt that gave me the worst time is the first one I got connected. So yeah, I'll get in here with my phone and take a little video with the motor mounts in, and yeah, there you go. So I got some motor mounts in. I got to tighten them up, but I got them in both sides. It's off the hoist. I just threw the valve cover and the intake on so you can kind of get an idea of where it's going to live. But that's it. Kia motor in the B2 Daily. It's been a long day. It's hot. I'm sweaty. I want to take a shower. It's going to about wrap it up for this episode of Mini Garage. Tune in next time when we start getting all this stuff dialed in and bolted back together. And then maybe we'll play with the wiring harness. And that's still in the Kia, so that's still out there. But yeah, Kia motor in the Mazda. Don't forget about the Awakening. Don't forget about the Awakening, July 28th through August 1st at the Medford drag strip. There's on-site camping. There's hotels nearby. You'll fly into the Medford airport, or even better, drag your truck and bring it into the show. Come hang out with friends and family and do a old school Northwest 3-day run. Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, at that 3-day run, Friday night at the Hammered Weekend Wear booth, join Mini Garage and Billy Bob the Podcast and Grind's Food, Grind's Food Truck, and we're going to be having a pizza feed. If you wear your Hawaiian shirt, you get free pizza. It's that simple. And then Saturday during the show, you can come up, hang out, say hey to me, and Eli, Bush will be around. So we'll be at the show and we'll have some swag. So till next time, Mini Garage, we're out.
Hey, I'm Ron, and that was Mini Garage. Before you take off, don't forget to hit up the website, hammeredweekendwear.com, where we have hats like these, banners like those, stickers, and all the swag you need to support our show. Thanks for tuning in.